compete on a record and they're not beefing, you can't blame them because some fan is overly invested in some shit. Even, and I don't know if that's the situation. I don't know.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode. So, amid an escalating feud between Drake and Kendrick Lamar, Drake vehemently denies allegations raised in Kendrick Lamar's diss tracks, including claims of relationships with underage women and fathering a secret child. Kendrick Lamar's allegations featured in his tracks Euphoria, Meet the Grahams, and Not Like Us, which insinuate Drake's involvement with underage individuals and also fathering a secret daughter. In response, Drake rebuffs the allegations of inappropriate relationships and secret paternity, and also emphasizing his reputation and lack of a criminal record. The feud between the two rappers originated with Drake's track, First Person Shooter, which sparked Kendrick Lamar's response in Like That. The exchange of diss tracks escalated with Drake's Push-Ups and Tailor-Made Freestyle, which featured AI versions of Tupac Shakur and Snoop Dogg. Kendrick Lamar's diss tracks, as I already mentioned, were Euphoria, 616 in LA, Meet the Grahams, and Not Like Us.
I appreciate that. So listen, I've been getting tagged all day about what happened to Drake's bodyguard and the shots that happened in Drake's Toronto home. I'm listening and I knew as soon as this happened that they were gonna say, see, this is what I'm talking about. You know, when this is what happens with the beef, it goes too far. This is why you can't do this in hip hop. And for the record, I would like to say, first of all, you know, I don't know what happened, right? And somebody was shot, so I wish that man gets well. You know, I don't wish harm on anyone. But I want to give y'all context to the reality of what we deal with, right? Does anyone blame football teams when they go to the Super Bowl and at the end of the Super Bowl somebody gets shot because their team lost? Does anyone blame the baseball teams where the Yankees is playing Boston, and if you lose in Boston, somebody might get shot and killed because the fan is irate and he angry because they lost, and it's always violence and all those things happening? Does anyone blame the players for that? Right? If the fans are too invested, do you blame the players who are competing at the highest level because they have a competitive nature? Hip hop has always been competition. It was jams in the parks. You battled ciphers. There are hip hop battles every day. URL battles every day where people sit face to face and they talk about each other's mothers, they talk about each other's kids, they say all type of shit. Nobody gets killed, nobody gets shot. We cannot blame hip hop competition, right? The competition of hip hop that people have every day, right? That on if something turns out negative all the time. Only thing that we can control is the two people and the people that their entourages. This is what we're trying to teach: emotional intelligence. We want to show in hip hop that there can be competition. The reality is in life, everybody doesn't like each other. There's going to be difference. There's going to be conflict. And if two men can come and they can compete on a record and they're not beefing, you can't blame them because some fan is overly invested in some shit. And I don't know if that's the situation. I don't know what prompted someone to shoot at Drake's house, but immediately hip hop is going to be the reason for it. I just don't think that's real. I don't think that hip hop should be the blame for something that happens. The same way you don't blame football at the end of the Super Bowl. Every year somebody gets shot or killed, and when Boston, the Red Sox play against the Yankees, and you know that you can't go there. Like, these are realities. They are fans, they are fanatics who take shit too far. These are realities that come with this sport. So why do you blame hip hop artists, two creative artists who love the competition that they involved in? Why do you blame them for what's happening in some other shit? It's not fair. It's just not fair. It's not fair. As hip hop artists, we are competitive. We are competitive. This is just the reality of what it comes with. I've been battling my whole life. Y'all want to try to put this? Come on, man. How many rappers ever done? No, hip hop battle rap. Let me explain to you something. 2 artists that battled in hip hop because of battling in hip hop have never died from hip hop. When you look at the people who died in hip hop, they died because they had street beef and it turned into hip hop. It was real beef that they put on wax. It wasn't people competing because they said I'm better than you and you said I'm better than me and we want to prove that who's the best. That never turned to somebody dying. So y'all wanna put that shit on hip hop. Cool, if that's what you want to do, but the reality is just not fair. It's not fair. First of all, we don't know what happened, but it's not fair. It's just not fair. I love the competition in hip hop. I love watching two titans go at. You don't blame because somebody likes fucking Floyd Mayweather and whoever he fighting against, if they get outside and something happened because one of their fighters lost. You don't blame it on the fighter, right? So why you blame it on hip hop? It's not like these 2 entourages met somewhere and they went to war and somebody got stabbed. Then I would say that. But that's not what this situation is. It's not fair, and it doesn't make sense to me. Come on, Drake been battling for years. Drake was battling a street nigga. He was battling against Meek Mill. Ain't nobody get shot and killed. Right? He battled against a nigga that was surrounded by a bunch of street niggas. Ain't nobody get shot. He battled Pusha T, who was another street. Ain't nobody get shot. This has been hip hop. So stop trying to blame this shit on hip hop. There's been battles. Drake has battled a bunch of times and said a bunch of shit about people. Ain't nobody get shot. So don't blame this situation on hip hop. So I just think it's unfair. You know what I'm saying? I really think it's very unfair that y'all keep doing that shit. Doesn't matter whether he stood down. He battled. He said what he had to say. He was rapping. He was saying shit about Pusha T. So y'all just keep on doing this shit. I watch Crush Groove. Seen Crush Groove 1,000 times. They're not gonna just keep putting everything. They're not gonna just keep putting everything on hip hop. It's not fair. Once again, I love competition in hip hop. If 2 men are smart enough and they want to compete and they're at the highest level, look what it did to, it made people, it made conversation, it made a change about hip hop. People, album sales are selling, it made more artists want to rap again. It inspired people to actually go in the studio and create. You can't hold hip hop accountable for that. You just can't do it. I'm not gonna let y'all do it. I'm not gonna let y'all utilize this as a way to say that, you know what, we can't compete. No. It's just not fair. I heard it happen this morning or last night. I don't know. No, and it's just not fair. So we know that all the people that was saying, oh, they shouldn't be battling, this is going to turn into violence, is going to use this. But their situation did not turn into violence. Their situation did not turn into violence. So y'all not gonna utilize that. Man, J. Cole been battling dudes for years. You keep salute to J. Cole got out this situation because he didn't want to battle Kendrick Lamar. For whatever reason. Maybe he felt they was too tight, whatever. J. Cole talks crazy about, he got NBA Youngboy tight. He said whatever he said about NBA Youngboy. NBA Youngboy is mad. Like, y'all just want to pick and choose. Competition in hip-hop has always existed. It's always existed. It's not going to disappear because you don't want to see it. I just think that men have to have enough emotional intelligence to be able to keep it on wax. Those men have thus far kept it on wax. And I don't see them doing anything outside of keeping it on wax. It doesn't. I mean, anything could go too far. What I'm trying to say is, don't blame those artists. The same way at the end of just about every Super Bowl, somebody gets shot outside because the fan is mad that their team lost.